Planet of the Fakes, and Pigstar HH News. George Floyd and Derek Chauvin once worked overlapping security shifts at the same nightclub has been damaged in riots and more. A list of them. A list of the buildings damaged, looted in Minneapolis and St. Paul. The list will be updated as more reports come in. Adam URENUPDATED, May 30. The civil unrest in Minneapolis and St. Paul has left a trail of burned-out buildings, smashed windows, and looted stores across the Twin Cities. Here are the reports of damage or looting that have come in since Wednesday evening. This story will be updated as more reports come in. In Minneapolis. In St. Paul. In Twin Cities suburbs. In Minneapolis. Fade Factory Barber Shop, extensive fire damage. Hibachi Grill on Lake Street, fire damage. Wells Fargo 31st and Nicolette, property damage, fire. Commercial building at 27th and East Lake, extensive fire damage. USPS at 31st Street and 1st Avenue, property damage and looting. Shell Gas Station Park and Lake, property damage, fire, and looting. McEasy Communications 27th Avenue South, destroyed by fire. Olympic Cafe West Broadway, destroyed by fire. Metro by T-Mobile West Broadway, fire damage. Lindale Tobacco at 722 W. Lake St., property damage. Paper Source Uptown, property damage and looting. Everett's Foods on 38th and Cedar, property damage and looting. El Nuevo Rodeo Restaurant East Lake Street, destroyed in fire. Holiday 36th and Cedar, broken windows and looting. Matt's Bar 35th and Cedar, broken window. Subway at 36th and Cedar, broken windows. E&L Supermarket and Deli on Lowry AVE, property damage. Nguyen Architects 26th and 27th, destroyed in fire. Pantry Food Market 52nd AVEN and Bryant AVE. N. Property damage and looting. O'Reilly Auto Parts 35th and Nicolette, property damage. The Hub Bike Co-op, property damage. Family Dollar 35th and Nicolette, property damage. Pat's Tap 35th and Nicolette, property damage. B Squad Vintage 35th and Nicolette, property damage. Tibet Store, property damage. Speedway 35th and Nicolette, property damage. Casablanca Foods 33rd and Nicolette, property damage. Valerie's 32nd and Nicolette, property damage. Auto Mall Inc. East Lake, property damage, vehicles stolen. Speedway at 60th and Portland, property damage. Broadway Clinic North Minneapolis, property damage. Juxtaposition Arts North Emerson, property damage. So Simple Nicolette and 24th, property damage, looting. Park and Lake Car Wash on East Lake Street, windows broken, graffiti and some interior damage. Park Nicolette Minneapolis Clinic, property damage. Arby's Lake Street, destroyed by fire. Kmart Lake Street, property damage. Penzies Spices Uptown, property damage, looting. Walgreens Hennepin and 27th, property damage. Midori's Floating World Cafe Lake Street, fire damage. GM Tobacco Lake and 27th, fire damage. McDonald's Lake and 31st, property damage. Walgreens Central and Lowry and Northeast, property damage. Wells Fargo Lake Street, fire and property damage. Latitude Tattoo Lake and 27th, fire damage. Elvy's Barbershop Lake and 27th, fire damage. The Hub Bike Co-op Minnehaha and 30th, property damage. J Clips Lake Street, property damage. Five Guys Hennepin and 24th, property damage. Holiday Hennepin and 25th, property damage. Honda Town Lake and 43rd, property damage. Tires Plus Lake and 34th, property damage. Hennepin County Human Service Center, property damage. ICC Wireless Lake Street, property damage. Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, property damage. Little Caesars Lake Street, fire and property damage. Teppanyaki Grill Lake Street, fire and property damage. Home Choice Lake Street, fire and property damage. Dollar General Lake Street, extensive fire damage. Twin Lake Dental, fire and property damage. HD Laundry Lake Street, fire and property damage. City Trends Lake Street, fire and property damage. Total Wireless Lake Street, fire and property damage. Pineda Tacos Lake Street, property damage. Subway Lake Street, property damage. 7 Mile Fashion Express East Lake Street, destroyed by fire. The Fremont Bar Uptown, property damage, looting. O'Reilly Auto Parts West Broadway, extensive fire damage. Broadway Liquor Outlet West Broadway, property damage, looting. Quality Tobacco Lake and First, extensive fire damage. Skoal Liquor Store 27th Avenue, property damage, looting. Max at Pawn Shop Cedar Avenue, extensive fire damage. Minnehaha Liquor Lake Street, property damage, looting, extensive fire damage. Hexagon Bar at E26th and 27th, extensive fire damage. Target Lake Street, looting, graffiti, property damage, fire damage. Wendy's Lake Street, fire, destroyed. AutoZone Lake Street, fire, destroyed. Cub Foods Lake Street, looting, property damage, fire damage. Lou Reviews. The owners of this Cub gave me permission to show the damage inside. Under construction affordable housing development at 26th and 29th, fire, destroyed. 7 Sigma Building, 26th and 29th, fire, extensive damage. Minneapolis 3rd Police Precinct, destroyed by fire. Dollar Tree off Lake Street, property damage, looting. Metro by T-Mobile Lake Street, fire, extensive damage. High Lake Liquor, property damage, looting. Speedway East Lake Street, property damage. East Lake Library, windows smashed, graffiti. Precision Tune Auto Care Lake Street, property damage. U.S. Bank Lake Street, property damage, graffiti. Sign up for our breaking news newsletters. Dairy Queen East Lake Street, property damage. Papa Murphy's Pizza East Lake Street, property damage. Planet Fitness on Lake, property damage. Domino's Pizza 26th and 28th, property damage. Urban Forage Winery and Cider House, Lake and 29th, property damage, looting. Gandhi Mahal Restaurant, 27th and Lake, window smashed. Evan Frost. Some businesses like Gandhi Mahal have put up signs that they are minority owned, in hopes of not being looted. Still windows broken. Car X Tire and Auto East Lake Street, property damage, vehicle smashed through windows. Frattallone's Ace Hardware East Lake Street, property damage. MN Transitions Charter School, property damage. Laundromax East Lake Street, window smashed. Soderberg's Floral and Gift East Lake Street, property damage. East Lake Clinic, property damage. Seward Pharmacy, window smashed, graffiti. Electratune Auto Care on Lake St, property damage, vehicle stolen. Walgreens at 43rd and Chicago, property damage, looting. Elevated Beer Wine and Spirits, Hiawatha AVE, property damage, looting. Schooner's Tavern, Barbershop next door, fire, property damage. Seward Co-op, 28th and Franklin, window smashed, attempted theft of ATM. Midtown Global Market, property damage, looting. Breva Health Lake Street, window smashed. Foot Locker East Lake Street, property damage, looting. BMO Harris East Lake Street, property damage. TCF Bank at 38th and Minnehaha, property damage. Studio 23 Hennepin Avenue, Uptown, property damage, looting. DTLR, Broadway, North Minneapolis, property damage, looting. Uptown Pawn, property damage, looting. La Familia Skate Shop, property damage. Target Uptown, property damage, looting. Target Uptown. Spencer Wallman, Chicago and Lake Liquor, property damage, looting. East Lake Liquor, property damage, looting. Inga Bretson's on Lake, property damage, windows smashed. Freewheel Bike, property damage, windows smashed. Hamdi Restaurant, Midtown, property damage, graffiti. Hudson's Hardware, East 42nd Street, property damage and looting. Birchwood Cafe, East 25th Street, property damage. CVS Uptown, property damage, looting. Timberland Uptown, property damage, looting. Sonny's Wigs 29th and Lindale, property damage. Thurston Jewelers West Lake Street, property damage. Bonnetier Pharmacy West Lake Street, property damage and looting. Sephora Uptown, property damage. GameStop Uptown, property damage, looting. Indulgent Bloom, Uptown, property damage. H&M Uptown, windows smashed. Apple Store Uptown, windows smashed, looting. Urban Outfitters Uptown, door window smashed. Smokeless Northeast, vandalized, closed till further notice. AutoZone at 501 West Broadway, North Minneapolis, unconfirmed report of looting, property damage. Buzzmart Downtown Minneapolis, property damage. Town Talk Diner, Lake Street, extensive property damage. Bondesk, property damage. Miguel Oterola. Charles Stotts took me inside Town Talk Diner, which he has owned on Lake Street for 4 years. It's destroyed. Hashtag George Floyd. An St. Paul. Turf Club, property damage. Great Health Nutrition, looting. Gordon Parks High School, property damage. Trader Joe's St. Paul, property damage, looting. A1 Lock Service on Snelling, property damage. Holiday Station at Wabasha and Plato, property damage and looting. Godin Treasures on Grand Ave, property damage and looting. Speedway at Grand and Cleveland, extensive fire damage. T-Mobile at Excelsior and Grand, property damage, looting. First Grand Avenue Liquors on Grand and Milton, property damage, looting. Foot Locker Midway, extensive fire damage. GameStop Midway, extensive fire damage, looting. To New York Midway, property damage. Peking Garden Midway, property damage. Lloyd's Pharmacy Snelling and Minnehaha, destroyed by fire. Target Midway, property damage, looting. CVS University Avenue, property damage.